Today I'm going to show you one of my signature holiday treats. These little mini pumpkin cakes. They're not real pumpkins, they're cake that looks like a pumpkin, and they are delicious, okay? They're buttercream, spicy cake inside, cream cheese frosting in the middle, and no fondant, people. Just pure deliciousness. So much easier than you think. Let's get started. To make the batter, we're going to use 3 cups or 360 grams of all-purpose flour, and I will be weighing this out because I don't want to measure it exactly in a measuring cup. So much work. All right, in you go. 235, 278. Okay, 360 grams exactly. Away you go. Now we're going to add in the rest of our dry ingredients. So that's a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, ground ginger, allspice, a pinch of cloves, which is optional. Some people hate cloves. I don't mind them at all. And a nice pinch of nutmeg. Healthy pinch there. Don't forget half a teaspoon of salt. Let's sift that all together. Give it a quick whisk. And now we're going to set it aside and mix up the wet mixture. For the wet mixture, we're adding in 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, half a cup of melted coconut oil. If you don't have coconut, or if you're not a fan, just use 3/4 cup of veggie oil and it'll be totally cool. Now we're adding in 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 honking cups of regular old granulated sugar, and don't forget 1/3 cup of plain yogurt. This adds in some extra moisture. Okay, now let's mix it up and then we'll add our eggs in. All right, that creamed up nicely. Now we're adding in 3 eggs, 1 at a time. Let them incorporate before you add the next in, and mix on like lowish. 1, 2, and 3. Just make sure you scrape the bottom of the bowl down, mix for a few more seconds to make sure everything's incorporated, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now we're going to be adding in our dry mixture and alternating that with the pumpkin. Don't think I forgot the pumpkin. Add the dry mixture and the pumpkin puree in about 3 alternating batches. A little pumpkin, a little bit more dry mixture, a little bit more pumpkin, and we can toss the rest of the dry mixture in now. Okay, everything's in, scrape the bowl down, mix a little bit more, and we're done. Okay, done. Now we're gonna transfer this to a piping bag and then pipe our mixture into our mini bundt pans. You can butter and flour your pans, but a lot of little details in there. I'm just gonna use baking spray, which is like a sprayable oil that has flour already mixed in, and it also smells like supermarket sheet cake, which I find strangely intoxicating. Okay, anyways, spray away. All right, that's all done. Now let's get that mixture in there. All right, snip the tip off with some scissors. Right, and now we're gonna pipe this in. Don't overfill these. Halfway is totally fine because our pumpkins are gonna be regular pumpkins, not really tall, crazy looking pumpkins. Resist the temptation to overfill. I know it's very strong. This will make enough for 18 little mini bunts. So this is batch number 1. Plop it down like this or onto your counter if you're not afraid of denting it. Get that batter all in there, and now we're gonna pop this into the oven at 350 for like 17 minutes, maybe 20. We'll see. The center should be set. These bake up really quick though. These baked for about 20 minutes at 350, and you don't have to let them cool in the pan. Just pop them right out. Take a look at this. There we go. All right, now we can let them cool down to room temperature and then frost them. Let's make that buttercream while they cool. For the buttercream, I've added in 4 sticks or 1 pound of unsalted butter at room temperature, given it a little cream in the mixer, fitted with a paddle attachment, and now I will be pouring in 2 pounds of confectioner's sugar in a couple batches. Don't add it in all at once. If you do, there'll be a giant poof and a mess all over the place. Add that sugar in, close, and I'm gonna cover this with a tea towel because I do not want that toxic sugar cloud. Okay. A lot of sugar, so let's pour in some of that milk right now. Good, now we can add in some more sugar. We're getting close. I'm gonna add the rest of the sugar in. I do want the buttercream to be a little bit more stiff. It's not a sheet cake, it's like a little pumpkin. that you have to carve, so you want the buttercream to have a nice firm consistency. I'm also gonna add in my little splash of vanilla, a good, very healthy pinch of salt, because that's a lot of sugar. My buttercream looks perfect, except I'm making orange pumpkins, not the white ones. So orange food coloring and a little bit of brown. The orange is very bright. We're gonna tone it down and make it more natural with the brown. I'm just gonna add in a drop or two of orange and an actual drop or two of brown. 1, 2. Right, now let's mix on low. All right, this is the color I have right now. It doesn't look that orange. However, once the buttercream dries out after it's set, it'll become more vivid. This is an extra step. You could totally use the regular buttercream, but I love cream cheese frosting, and something about it with these pumpkin cakes is addictive. So we're making a little batch of cream cheese frosting to sandwich in between our pumpkin cakes. 1 8-ounce package of room temperature cream cheese into your mixing bowl. Then 2 cups of confectioner sugar, but let's give this a mix first. All right, now 1 cup in, mix it up. Add in a teaspoon of vanilla, looks amazing. Cream cheese frosting is the best, I love it. All right, a little bit more sugar, 2 cups in total. Look at this, this is so creamy. It's unreal. I don't know if you can see, but it's just like this silky cream cheese, delicious amazingness. Transfer this to a piping bag because we're gonna start assembling our pumpkins. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm like fantasizing about all the ways I could eat this right now. I'm gonna snip the tip off of this. There we go. Squeeze it up, and we're ready to pipe. My little pumpkin buns are nice and room temperature. You don't want to try to do this when they are warm, people. They will just, all the buttercream will melt off and you're gonna be so sad. It's happened to me when I've been making a cake and my husband says like, what's going on? What's going on with your cake? And I'm like, it's fine, walk away. Let's get started. We're gonna start off by trimming these because it's a little tall and I don't want all that space. So give them a nice flat top and lower it down. This is called a snacking top. It's delicious. Do the same for the other one. Okay, now when you place them together, that looks like a nice pumpkin to me, like a nice little baby mini pumpkin. Next step is to pipe that cream cheese frosting in there. Just give it a nice swirl. Perfect. Top it off. Take a little bit of your snacking top, not too much because this is for you to eat. And we're going to fill the center in. So a little bit of extra frosting. Just pop in that top there and push it down. There we go. Now, let's start enrobing it in some orange buttercream. Let's get some parchment paper, cut a square. Now, parchment square goes on and stays on. Pipe the bottom. So here, just get it started. Don't worry about it looking perfect or anything right now. Now start piping it on. Swirl. Nice and thick. You'll be removing a lot of this, so don't feel like, this is gross, so much buttercream. Most of it's gonna come off in the shaping process. There we go. A beautiful pumpkin, all done. I'm just kidding. Now we have to shape it, but what are you gonna do for a shaping tool? Some magical special thing you got at a store for special baker special? No. You're gonna use a yogurt container. Any kind of plastic container will do actually. So, start off, just cut that rib off. This is the part we need, that flexible edge. So let's cut a little bit off. And now, what shape will you cut? Well, let me tell you, it's gonna be like a V. So, 1, I'll pick that up later, and 2, like that. This is gonna help us shape the ribs of that pumpkin. So let me show you how that'll work. Gonna go in, pull up like that, then turn, continue the process. Now we're just roughing out a pumpkin. It is not gonna look cute. It's not gonna look great. It's a rough pumpkin. Clean your tool off in between swipes, and then just keep rotating and completing. And already this is looking pretty nice. Like, I can imagine this being a pumpkin. We're getting close. Let's cut another tool from that yogurt container. And this time it's gonna be almost like it is right now, just kind of a scalloped shape. So just round it off a bit. And we're gonna use that to clean up the centers. Look how much better that's looking already. This is looking nice. Like, I'm pretty happy with where my pumpkin's at. You can keep cleaning it off, lift the bottom up so it doesn't look like a saggy pumpkin. We want a young baby pumpkin. Now, we're done. This is a done pumpkin. Am I done? No, we're done into the fridge to chill. When you put this in the fridge, it's gonna darken up and it'll become nice and firm. Once it's firm, you can begin really sculpting it and smoothing it down till it looks like a real pumpkin. So exciting, it's gonna be magic. Okay, into the fridge, and I'm gonna come back out with a chilled one. Okay, I just finished washing my hands because I will be putting my hands on these pumpkins, and some people are really grossed out when they see someone touching their food. Here's my chilled pumpkin. Look how chilled it is. I can actually handle it and it's not all falling off yet. Back on the turntable, and what we're gonna do is shape it a little bit. You can use your smoothing tools, and you know, now it's like sculpting really nicely. But if you just use some clean, wet fingers, so wet your fingers in some water, and then look at that, you can just shape it so quickly. That's magic right there. So I'll just do one side really quickly so you can see. Great, doesn't that look nice already? It looks so much more like a pumpkin. Not a pumpkin, a pumpkin. All right, just keep wetting your fingers off because they will be covered in butter and sugar, and then continue smoothing. This would be such a fun project for little kids to help out with. You make the little pumpkin cakes, you start shaping them, so you rough them out and chill them, and now little kids dip their fingers in and then just shape the pumpkin. It's like basically playing with clay. We are all done, except for the stem. What about the stem? There's so many different things you can do. I'm gonna give you the easiest option because, I mean, this is kind of a lot of work already. I don't wanna do more. I have things to do. I need to live my life. So here's your easiest thing. Use a real stem. Just clip it off and snip it on. Let me show you. These are called Cinderella pumpkins, but basically they're baby pumpkins with long stems. And if you buy one, you can just use your shears and snip off a tip. Careful of your fingers. I take no responsibility. And then pop it on like that. What? Is that a real pumpkin? Oh my gosh. It looks so real with this real stem on it. And you just pop it off when you want to eat. Live your life. Okay, so this needs to chill once again. That way you can handle it, put it on your plate, serve it. I think this is like the cutest little decoration that you could have as a centerpiece. You could have it as like a surprising dessert. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like these? Would you make an orange one, a green one, gray, blue, white? I kind of like the idea of a white pumpkin, but I don't know if someone would identify that and think, oh, a pumpkin. But I like using less food coloring, so that's my reasoning. Okay, into the fridge you go, cute little baby pumpkin. Are you ready for the big reveal? Take a look at this. This is a palette knife for painting, by the way, but it's a little mini cake dispenser. Ah, do you see this? This is so delicious. Moist pumpkin cake, that cream cheese frosting, and it's vanilla buttercream on the outside. The fondant just wouldn't taste good. I'm gonna eat this and love it. Okay. Oh my God. That is so good. The spiciness, the moist pumpkin cake, that cream cheese frosting has the perfect tang. It is addictive. And the vanilla buttercream is nice and mellow and not too sweet. Oh, I really hope you get to make this below. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.